way so you can see more of it. Now, if you can see mine, it's really close, but it's actually off just a tiny, tiny bit. This canvas is pushed over toward the front just a little bit more than it should be, actually. So these little flowers right here that I'm talking about should be pulled back a little tiny bit more than they are, because the bottom of this row of the canvas should be centered on the bottom, and you should have the flower here and the flower here evenly spaced on each side. So the canvas on the bottom of the bag I have right here is actually shifted over just a little bit. It's not bad, and it's not bad enough that if someone wasn't very, very familiar with this, that they wouldn't, or that they would notice, but it is something that I picked up on, so it's something I'm going to point out to y'all. Okay, the next photo we're going to look at actually shows the inside of these two pouches. So you can see they both have a brown textile lining. The smaller pouch in the front has no pockets, nothing in it. And then the larger pouch in the back should have one pocket with the tag. So we can see we have that brown textile lining, no pockets in the front pouch. And then in the back one, we have that same textile lining. And you do get the little, branding tag pouch right there. I couldn't think for a minute. Then this next photo, we're going to look at the hardware and the zippers, and we're going to zoom over a little bit. So each zipper should have an L and a V on it. So if we look at the zippers on here, I'm not sure how well this will focus for y'all to be able to see this. But if you can see there, we do have the accurate markings on the zippers. The zippers look like the same shape, the same coloration, hardware color, all of that. So hardware is accurate. And then we're going to go back really quickly to this first photo, or I'm just going to show you the best photo I have of this. But one thing that got my attention when I received this was this chain. So this chain is completely accurate. It looks the exact same. There's no difference there. But I noticed that this chain does not have a clip itself. So the chain is made to clip onto the little clips on your smaller pouch here. And I thought that was a little strange, but that is completely accurate in how this was designed. So this chain will not go on the larger pouch. It only goes on the smaller one. But that is how it's designed. That is completely accurate. Now, if we zoom in here on these little logo tags on the front, we can see they have the branding in them. We can see they have yellow stitching across them. And then we can see they have a red trim. So if you can see that, that is all accurate as well. We have the yellow stitching across the top of the tag. We have the red trim. This looks a little bit brighter than it does in the photos, but this is actually fairly accurate. It is not a super, super bright red. It's looking brighter because of my ring light. So this does look accurate to me. Okay, this next photo is going to show us a picture of the back of the largest pouch. And if we zoom in here, we can see we should have 3 of the LVs right dead center. And on either side of the LV, we're going to have just a little tiny piece of one of those like hollow pointy floret parts that sticks out next to those. And that is totally accurate. So we have the little piece that sticks out. We have 1, 2, 3 right in the middle. Now let's see how well this one is lined up on the back. So at the very bottom here, it looks like we should have about half of a flower sticking up on the bottom. So that looks like it is lined up very well. We can look at the corners and see that each corner should have just a little tiny speck poking up and just a little tiny round bit on the corner here. And that looks accurate as well. So the top should be lined up with those same flowers, and that is correct again. That looks pretty accurate to me. The photo is taken more from this angle, so yeah, that looks lined up nearly perfect. And then I would imagine on the bottom of this one, yeah, this is how that front pouch should have looked on the bottom. We should have this row right here, dead center, with the flowers evenly spaced on either side. And then if we look at the front of this pouch, it should be laid out the same as the back. So we have the flowers across the bottom, a little point sticking up, a little round edge, a little point, a little round edge, and then the flowers lined up perfectly across the top. So this pouch, the larger one in the back, the canvas is laid out perfectly. Now, if we go back really quickly and look at the canvas on the smaller pouch on the front, the top of the smaller pouch should have the 2 round bits on either side at the very top corners. And that looks accurate. We have those there. And then we have the little hollow flowers on either side of the tag, 2 LVs in the middle, and then the bottom we should have little round bits in each corner, and then 3 of the little symbols right across the bottom. So the front of this pouch looks perfect. This one's lined up perfect as well. Alright, and then this next photo is going to show us the strap and the little coin purse that comes with this. So you essentially get 5 different pieces when you get this particular item. You get a round coin purse with a clip on top that you can clip to your strap. You get the chain, the smaller pouch, the larger pouch, and then the canvas strap, which is removable. Actually, all of the pieces of this are removable. You don't have to use it as a handbag if you don't want to. You could completely pull it apart and use each piece individually, separately, however you want to do it. But looking at the coin pouch right here, we have the exact same hardware, and I don't know if you'll be able to see it very well, but there is branding right there on it. That is accurate. That is correct. This is a swivel clip. That is accurate as well. The front of this coin pouch looks perfectly lined up. That is how it should look. That looks completely accurate to me. And then the back of it has the smaller monogram. Again, this canvas is lined up perfectly. No issue there. Again, on the zipper, I haven't even taken the covering off of this, but if you can see on that one, we have that same LV branding. And then the inside of the coin pouch is lined, and on the back of it there, if you can see, it does have the branding on it. So the little coin pouch is completely accurate, in my opinion. Okay, so if we look at the strap, according to the picture that we have, we know we should have the branding that begins and ends right at the points of these little tabs. And then we know these tabs should be trimmed in red. They should also have yellow stitching around them. We have a slide adjustment, and all of the hardware should be marked with LV. So let's start on this end. I don't know how well you can see it on that little clip right here, but we do have the branding. And again, we have the swivel clip. Right here, that Pochette piece looks lined up perfectly. And we do have the branding that ends right at the point of that Pochette, so that looks accurate. We have the slide adjustment. We have the little piece to clip your coin pouch. And then again, I think I'm showing that to you upside down, but we have the branding that starts right at the tip of this Pochette here. And by the way that this photo looks and lays the strap out, if the coin purse sits right here on this clip, then the branding should read out perfectly this direction all the way across. And it does. If you can see that, it's laid out the right direction. It goes the right way all the way across and ends perfectly on this end. So this strap looks absolutely perfect to me. So going over this entire bag, every piece right here, the coin pouch, the strap, the chain strap, every single piece of this to me looks completely real. I have had this canvas before, the real one.
There was only one piece from the collection I wanted, so I called up my wonderful, beautiful, amazing contact at LV, who's also a very good friend, and I said, please, 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 can I have this piece? And he said to me, darling, I mean, I know we're friends, but even for you, it's going to be hard. It's a wish list item. I need to get approval from head office. It's just a hard, oh, sorry, son. You see, we're having this like heavenly moment as I'm talking about this piece. So I need to get approval from head office because it is so special. So I said, look, if you can't do it, you can't do it. Fast forward around a month, I'm walking through Harrods, Louis Vuitton, very much in my own head. I then look up and I see that I'm surrounded by the most amazing multicolour rainbow dots. And I realise that it's the launch day of the collection. It's still really quiet, so a sales assistant comes up to me and says, Madam, is there anything I can help you with? And I said, probably not. I want this one piece. Do you have it? And she said, oh, let me check on the system. So she checks on the system. She looks at me and she says, yeah, we've got one. There's one left. It's on display, but I can take it off a display and give it to you. You are not ready for this. You are not ready for this. Oh my God. Oh my word. So this is the Louis Vuitton Yayoi Kusama Keypole, and it is a thing of glory. This collaboration is one of the biggest collaborations that LV have ever done. There are over 450 products you can shop with her iconic print, but there's one product that is sold out worldwide, impossible to get, wish list only, and it is this keypole. I like to enjoy my bags, and whether it's a Birkin or a Chanel, it doesn't matter if it's white lambskin, doesn't matter if it's like a pink Swift Birkin, I enjoy my bags. I do not care. I don't think they should sit in a box. With this one, I have not taken it out yet, because for me it's the most precious bag that I own, because I'm only ever going to get this one and it will never come along again. A Birkin, yes, it's hard, but you can get that again. This is never ever coming along again. So when I bought it, I thought, oh, I'll wear it as a gym bag, I'll wear it as a travel bag. But guys, I am terrified. I'm like terrified. I don't want to get water on the vachetta. I don't want to see a mark on this because it is so special. We're getting there. I will eventually use it. At the moment, it's sitting in my closet and I just look at it every day and mount. If you are buying from the collection, obviously the star buy is the keypole, followed by the Speedy, followed by the little mini Pochette on chain, and finally there's a really, really cool makeup case. But there's so many incredible pieces. What I love are these textured wet daubs of paint all over the canvas. Obviously you have a signature vachetta. I mean, it really is a thing of beauty. I know it's not everyone's taste. Let me know what you think about this in the comments below. I know it's Marmite. I know some of you will be thinking it's absolutely vile, but if you love it, just
made out of, but I'm not sure if this is genuine leather or if it's just something else. But, you know, to be honest, if you want a replica and you're totally fine knowing that it's a replica, you're fine to pay $300 to $400 rather than putting it to something else, I honestly think you could get away with this, especially these seasonal bags where at this point where Chanel is coming out with so many at a time, SAs can't even keep track of all the bags that are coming out. So if you were just wearing this on the street, I honestly don't think anybody could tell a difference. Let me just give you one closer look. So this is the bag up front. As we can see, it has these little engravings in the CC. Back is just pretty basic. There's no Mona Lisa pocket for the trendy CC locks. Top has the Chanel plaque. We have the turn lock, the classic zip, which you can open and it'll go all the way down. Card slots, the regular opening, this little pocket right here. You know, it says made in Italy, which matches my walk. The plaque right there, and then this other opening right here. And then other than that,